Hi, welcome to the Wise Archive. Here, we make language learning simple and interesting. With us, you'll forget you're even studying and enjoy every moment. There is a country in Europe. The name of the country is Ukraine. It is big and beautiful. It has wide fields, tall forests, and long rivers. Many people live there. They like music, food, and family time. They want peace and quiet. They want to live a normal life. In Kiev, the capital, streets are full of light. People walk to school and work. They eat bread, soup, and small cakes in cafes. The smell of coffee is strong in the morning. Children laugh near the parks. Mothers say, "Be careful." Fathers say, "Come home early." Life feels safe. Life feels clean. Life feels normal. One boy looks again at the sky. He thinks, "I like my home. I like my street. I want to grow here." His sister says, "Yes, it is nice. The sun is warm. The air is fresh." They feel happy. They think that life will always stay like this. In Kharkiv, another city, families spend evenings together. They watch films on television. They hear songs on the radio. The sound of music is loud. The smell of dinner fills the rooms. One man says, "We must enjoy small things." His wife answers, "Yes, we must." They feel safe. They feel calm. Later, in Odessa near the sea, children play on the beach. They put sand in buckets. They run in the water. They laugh. The air smells of salt. The sound of waves is strong. A mother looks again at the horizon. She thinks, "This is home. This is life." She feels peace. At night, Kiev is quiet. The lights shine. People walk slowly. Some go to the cinema. Some go to concerts. Some sit in small restaurants. They drink tea or juice. They talk. They smile. A student says, "I want to study abroad." His friend says, "I want to stay here." They laugh. The sound is warm. The street is safe. Ukraine is old and young at the same time. It has big history. It has new dreams. People work. People sing. People dance. They celebrate with food and with family. One grandmother says, "Take bread, eat more." A child answers, "Thank you, Baba." The smell of fresh bread is hot. The taste is good. The room feels full of love. However, some people worry. They hear news. They read papers. They talk in markets. One man says, "I think there can be danger." Another answers, "No, life is normal." They look again at each other. They feel unsure. The air is quiet, but the mind is not. In small villages, farmers take care of animals. They know the land. They grow potatoes, cabbage, and apples. They say, "We like our soil. We like our work." The sun is hot in summer. The snow is cold in winter. Life is not easy, but people are strong. They often say, "We must continue. We must work. We must live." Children go to school. They read books. They write with pencils. The classrooms smell of paper and chalk. Teachers say, "Learn well." Students answer, "Yes, teacher." They think about the future. They want to become doctors, singers, builders, or writers. They dream. They feel free. At this time, Ukraine is peaceful. At this time, people want only to live. They do not know what will come later. They do not know the changes that will arrive. But tonight, in many homes, the tables are full. The sounds are happy. The smells are good. Life feels strong. Then a new time begins. It is not light, but dark. People hear news of war. First, they do not believe. They say, "It cannot be. Life is quiet here." But then, they hear loud sounds in the night. The air is full of smoke. The smell is dirty and sharp. Families wake up. Children cry. Mothers say, stay calm. Fathers say, we must go now. In Kiev, people look again at the sky. They see flashes of light. They hear strong noise. A student says, what is this? His friend answers, it is war. They both feel cold. They both feel worried. They do not want to believe. Yet the sound is real. The ground shakes. Windows break. The street is no longer safe. In Kharkiv, families run to basements. The rooms are dark and small. The air smells of dust. The sound of crying is loud. One man holds his son. He says, do not be afraid. The boy whispers, I want to go home. The man looks again at the wall. He thinks, what can I do? He feels small. He feels powerless. Yet he must protect. He must be strong. Later, in Odessa, people wait near the sea. The water is quiet, but the air is heavy. The wind feels cold. One woman holds bread. She says, we must eat now. Her children eat slowly. The taste is dry. They think of warm kitchens. They think of safe rooms. But they sit outside. They must wait. They must stay ready. Trains become full. People push, cry, and shout. The smell of sweat is strong. The sound of voices is noisy. A mother says, take my hand. Her daughter answers, I cannot move. The crowd is big. The time is short. They want to leave. They want to find safety. Yet it is difficult. Some cannot go. Some must stay. Next, volunteers come. They give food, water, and blankets. The bread is dry, but it is good. The water is clean, but it is not enough. A volunteer says, here, take this. A man answers, thank you. He feels warm for a moment. He feels that people still care. He thinks, we can survive. We can continue. However, nights are long. People sit in shelters. The smell of earth is strong. The sound of machines is loud above. One boy whispers, will it end soon? His grandmother says, yes, my child. It will end. She knows it is not easy. She knows it is not quick. But she must give hope. She must talk. She must comfort. In schools, lessons stop. The rooms are empty. The boards are clean. Books sit on desks. Dust comes slowly. One teacher looks again at her classroom. She says, I want my students back. Her friend answers, we must wait. The school is quiet. The town is different. The dream is broken. Yet the heart is alive. Later, some people go abroad. They take buses, trains, and planes. They carry small bags. They leave big homes. The stations smell of smoke and food. The sound of wheels is constant. One man says, we must go to Poland. His wife answers, yes, we must. They feel tired. They feel sad. But they must protect their children. They must find peace. Others stay. They say, this is our land. We must not go. They sleep in basements. They cook outside. They talk in whispers. One woman says, I will not leave. Her neighbor answers, I will stay too. They feel fear. They feel pride. They know it is dangerous. Yet they cannot walk away. Children draw pictures in shelters. They use crayons. They draw houses, suns, and flowers. They give the pictures to mothers. One boy says, this is our home. His mother cries softly. She hugs him. She says, yes, this is our home. The paper is small. The dream is big. The heart is strong. In the middle of the night, Kiev is not quiet now. The lights are dark. The air is cold. The sound of machines is heavy. But in many homes, people still whisper. They say, we can do it. We must do it. We will do it. The words repeat. The hope repeats. The people repeat. And life, even in war, continues. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. The war does not stop. The people of Ukraine must live in a new way. Life is no longer simple, but difficult. Yet people try. They try to keep hope. They try to keep normal things. They try to live. In Kiev, the metro stations are full of people. The smell of metal and dust is heavy. Children sleep on the floor. Mothers put blankets over them. Fathers talk quietly with neighbors. One man says, "I have worked here for years. Now I live here." His friend answers, "Yes, the city is different now." They both look again at the dark tunnel. They both feel cold. But they also feel close to each other. Above ground, shops are half empty. Bread is hard to find. Milk is not fresh. People wait in long lines. The air smells of smoke from small fires. A woman says, "I must take food for my family." Another says, "I must find medicine for my mother." They look again at the street. They know it is not easy. They know it is slow. Yet they must continue. In Kharkiv, houses are broken. The sound of glass under shoes is sharp. The walls are dirty. The air smells of burning wood. A boy looks again at his street. He says, "This was my school." His sister answers, "Yes, but it is gone now." They both feel sadness. They both feel anger. Yet they hold hands. They must move on. They must live. Volunteers come with vans. They bring food, water, and clothes. The sound of engines is loud. Children run to see. A volunteer says, "Here, take bread." A man answers, "Thank you, we needed this." He holds the bread. He smells it. He feels warm. He thinks, "We are not alone. We are not forgotten." This thought is strong. It gives him courage. Next, many people in villages work together. They bake bread in big ovens. They share soup in large pots. The smell of potatoes and onions is hot. The taste is simple but good. One woman says, "Take more." A boy answers, "It is enough." She smiles. She knows food gives more than energy. It gives love. It gives hope. In Odessa, near the Black Sea, fishermen go out. The water is dark and cold. The sound of waves is heavy. They want fish for their families. They want food for the town. One man says, "We must do it." Another answers, "Yes, we can do it." Their hands are rough. Their clothes are wet. But their spirit is strong. Later, schools try to open online. Children look at screens. Teachers talk from far away. The sound is sometimes quiet, sometimes broken. The internet is weak. But the children try. They write. They read. They learn. One teacher says, "You can do it." A student answers, "Yes, teacher, I can." The lesson is small. The dream is big. Music is also alive. In Lviv, people gather in a square. A violin plays. The sound is soft. The air is cold, but the music is warm. People close their eyes. They feel calm for a moment. One man whispers, "This is hope." His wife answers, "Yes, it is light." They hold hands. They listen. They believe. At night, many families light candles. The smell of wax fills the room. The flame is small but strong. A mother says, "This light is for peace." Her child answers, "Yes, Mama." They sit in silence. They look again at the flame. They feel it in their hearts. They think, life can be dark. But even small light is important. However, the danger continues. Planes fly. Sirens sound. People run. The air is heavy. The ground shakes. Yet after the sound stops, people come out. They look again at the sky. One boy says, "It is blue again." His sister answers, "Yes, it is still our sky." They smile for a moment. They feel pride. They feel strength. Finally, people repeat the same words. They say, "We can do it. We must do it. We will do it." They say it in Kiev. They say it in Kharkiv. They say it in Odessa, in Lviv, in small villages. The words are the same. The hope is the same. The courage is the same. And life, even in war, continues with strong hearts. Spring arrives. Snow melts. The ground is wet and heavy. Trees start to show green leaves. Birds sing again. Yet the sound of war is still near. People hear sirens. People hear planes. They hear both music of life and noise of danger. It is a strange mix. In Kiev, children go outside for the first time in weeks. The air smells fresh. The sun is light. A boy kicks a small ball. His mother says, "Be careful." He answers, "I want to play." She thinks, he must be a child, even now. She looks again at the sky. It is blue. She feels both happy and worried. In Kharkiv, students return to their school ruins. The building is broken. Windows are gone. The sound of glass under their shoes is sharp. Yet they take paper and books. They sit on chairs without backs. A teacher says, "Today we learn together." A girl answers, "Yes, teacher." The lesson is quiet but strong. Knowledge is light. Light fights darkness. Next, hospitals are full. Doctors and nurses work day and night. The smell of medicine is sharp. The touch of cold hands is common. One doctor says, "We must help them all." A nurse answers, "Yes, we can do it." They move fast. They look again at tired faces. They give water. They give words. They give hope. In small towns, farmers work again. They take seeds. They put them in the soil. The ground is dark and wet. The smell of earth is strong. One farmer says, "We must feed the country." His wife answers, "Yes, we can." Their hands are dirty. Their backs are tired. Yet their hearts are clear. Food is life. They know this. Later, families write letters. Some are on paper. Some are on phones. The words are simple. "I miss you." "I love you." "Be safe." The letters travel across towns, across borders. A man reads his letter again and again. He feels close to his son. He thinks, "We are far, but we are still together." In Odessa, near the sea, young men play music. Guitars and drums echo on the street. The smell of salty air mixes with smoke from small fires. One man sings, "We are strong." Another answers with his song. People clap. People dance for a short time. They look again at the water. They know the danger, but they also know joy. Night comes. Candles are lit again. Families gather in kitchens. The smell of soup is warm. Children drink tea. Grandmothers tell stories. One says, "When I was small, I also heard sirens." The child asks, "What did you do?" She answers, "I stayed with family. I stayed brave." The child looks again at the flame. He thinks, "I can stay brave too." However, many families are apart. Fathers go to fight. Mothers stay with children. Trains are full. The sound of wheels is loud. People wave from windows. A boy says, "Papa, come back soon." The father answers, "I will." He looks again at his son. He feels the weight of love. He feels the cost of war. Across the world, other countries watch. They send help. Trucks come with bread, rice, sugar, and blankets. The smell of coffee fills small kitchens again. A volunteer says, "Here, take this." A woman answers, "Thank you." She feels the warm cup in her hands. She thinks, I am not alone. We are not alone. Finally, the people repeat their words. They say, we can do it. We must do it. We will do it. They say it in schools, in hospitals, in fields, in stations. The words rise higher. They grow louder. They become more than words. They become power. And even in dark times, this power shines like a small sun. Summer comes. The sun is hot. The air smells of flowers and bread. The streets are busy again. People walk carefully. They listen for distant sounds. They smile at each other. They greet friends. Life continues, but it is different now. It is cautious. It is strong. In Kiev, families repair their homes. Windows are new. Walls are painted. The smell of fresh paint is strong. Children run in courtyards. They hear the sound of hammers and nails. One boy says, I like this. His sister answers, yes, it is better. They feel proud. They feel hope. They think, we can live again. In small towns, schools reopen. Classrooms are crowded. Teachers smile. Children sit on chairs and look at boards. The sound of pens on paper is soft. One teacher says, we can learn together. A student answers, yes, teacher. The classroom smells of chalk. The light is warm. Knowledge returns slowly but surely. Hospitals are busy. Doctors and nurses work fast. They give medicine. They check wounds. They listen to hearts. The smell of antiseptic is strong. One doctor says, we must save them all. A nurse nods. They feel tired, but they feel purpose. Life is fragile. Life is valuable. They must protect it. In Odessa, near the Black Sea, people rebuild shops. The sound of saws and hammers is loud. The smell of wet wood is strong. One man says, we can make it again. Another answers, yes, we must try. Their hands are rough. Their faces are tired. Yet their hearts are warm. They know life must continue. Later, trains are full again. Families travel to see relatives. Children carry small bags. Mothers carry babies. Fathers carry hope. The sound of wheels is constant. The air smells of bread and coffee. One woman says, we are lucky to see family. Another says, yes, we must be thankful. They feel relief. They feel love. Volunteers continue to help. They bring food, clothes, and blankets. They talk to people. They listen to stories. One volunteer says, we must stay strong. A man answers, yes, we can survive. They feel connected. They feel humanity. They give more than food. They give courage. They give hope. Across Ukraine, people help each other. Farmers share potatoes. Neighbors share water. Children give toys. Old people give advice. The smell of cooking fills small streets. The sound of laughter returns slowly. One woman says, we are alive. We must keep helping. Another answers, yes, together we are strong. Even at night, families gather around small lamps. The smell of soup is warm. Children drink tea. Parents talk softly. One father says, we have survived. We can continue. His child asks, will it be quiet now? He answers, we hope so. They hold hands. They look at the stars. They feel small, but their hearts are big. Finally, people repeat their words everywhere. They say, we can do it. We must do it. We will do it. They say it in Kiev, in Kharkiv, in Odessa, in villages. The words grow louder. The hope grows stronger. The courage spreads to everyone. And even after war, life, love, and dreams continue to shine.